Welcome to Baat Pachisi, and on Baat Pachisi, we are going to discuss a very important film. That film is Pianist by Roman Polanski. It's based on the biography of a piano player in Warsaw who was playing piano when bomb started to fall on the Warsaw radio station during Second World War when Germans invaded the Poland. And after some time, at the same time also maybe, the Russians also invaded Poland. So it's a story of a survivor, an artist. And there is also some element how the artist's role in the society, which later comes out in the story. So this is very interesting story, and it's Second World War, autobiographical. The name of the is Spillman, Vladislav Spillman, and it's depend on his biography, and he is saved. And at someone had also said somewhere that at one point of time he was the only surviving civilian. All most of his friends and family have either disappeared and believed to have been killed or taken to by Germans to the Treblinka extermination center where they cast them. So this is the background. The war is happening not only in Poland but all over the Europe, and apart from the Europe, elsewhere too the war is happening. And this is a story of a survivor in a very difficult Holocaust situation where, and this Spillman, this piano player, is a Jew, and Jews are being rounded up and exterminated, sent to the Treblinka by the Germans. So who is the villain here? The occupying force, German Nazi army, headed by Hitler, who wanted to exterminate Jews, who wanted to win over Poland, and he ordered that the Warsaw must be destroyed. So that is under this devastating situation, life-threatening situation of war, this life of an artist, a lone survivor, a lucky survivor who was also held by his captors. He was held, he used to, hide here and there. And he also was captured by the Germans, and he was imprisoned in so many houses. And in one house, there was a piano. Since he knew how to play piano and he had nothing much to do, so he started playing the piano. And the German officer, he liked what he played on piano. So there was some kind of a friendship and appreciation from that German officer towards this artist. So there is a artist relationship or human to human relationship between a uh, occupying force and a person who is a prisoner. This is a very poignant kind of a story, uh, filmed by Roman Polanski, who is again Polish. He has some problem with the law agencies in America. And one more, very sad happening in the past is his wife Sharon Tate was killed in a very mysterious and horrendous circumstances. This is the backdrop of the director. This is the basic storyline, the background of film Pianist. So it must be seen, all the films, other films by Chinatown or The Thing and other must be seen. Whosoever has a interest in such kind of movies. So if you have time, if you haven't listened, to see it. But why we are discussing Pianist? Because the Indian intellectuals cabal, the very intelligent people, who know, literature, film, art, music, science, everything, there is hardly anything they don't know. So they have picked up. So when this film, uh, Kashmir File, came, so they started a campaign to demean it, abuse it in all possible ways. It is their, venture, a very liberal and secular venture. They don't want this film. They say why it has come. So, okay, you make other films, what you are saying. You make film on Gujarat Files. Mm, Why don't you do it? Come on, go ahead about it. No problem. Secular, very liberal friends who want to demean this film, uh, Kashmir Files, and they want to compare the situation, uh, how the subject of a difficult subject, a similar subject, was treated very poignantly, very deliberately, very in a nuanced manner by the Roman Polanski in Pianist. So they say if something has to be done about the Kashmir, whatever happened in Kashmir, that's the way to do it. A non emotional, non committal, distance way, like the Polanski has done in Pianist. But they must be asked that why they are taking this kind of trouble, because the situations are not same. This person, he saved himself from an occupation army. The Germans, there is no occupation army in Jammu and Kashmir. Those people about whom this film, the Kashmir Files, is, they were being attacked, they were being tortured, they were being abused by their very neighbors with whom they have grown up, they have studied together, played together. So that is a basic difference. There was no occupying force. Though India was not on the war, the Kashmir was not under war. It was under war, but it's a different kind of a war where the terrorists are holding, and they are creating trouble for the peaceful people, the unarmed people who didn't, took up arms to uh, get back to their tormentors. So situations are not same. The whole of this is not happening in the Warsaw. The whole of the Poland is under war. The whole of the Europe is under war. This is the India was not under war. The Kashmir was not under war. It was not being attacked by Pakistan, China, or anybody else. So it was an internal situation focused on ethnic cleansing of one section of society. So they are basic difference. So and then so they shouldn't have taken this trouble to make a fool of themselves by picking on pianist, but somebody else must have been picking other things because they are very they have ample time on their hand. They are very knowledgeable. They know about literature, about film, about so many. What is there is hardly anything they don't know about. So they have created and started a multi-layer campaign to find something. All the people, maybe hundreds of people at work, to find out something, turn it around, weigh it in a way, compare it with Kashmir Files, and then denounce the Kashmir Files. But they must know the same situation is not same. If you want to see it, you can see the film. So this is the point of inflection for this to talk about Pianist, which is otherwise a very good film. It is 20-year-old film, not a new film, and it is definitely about the Holocaust. But whatever happening in Kashmir was no less than Holocaust. It was a genocide. It was which has been turned by wrongly by the government of India in 1996 at a willful migration. So there is so many ways. So cover it, what happened there, and there are reasons for it. So friends, thanks for watching. We discussed a very wonderful film by Roman Polanski, Pianist. Its subjects, its hero, uh, its background, the brief storyline, and how and why some people are picking up Pianist to abuse uh, this film, which is uh, created history. It challenged the establishment in the Hindi film industry, It has challenged so many stigmas. It has challenged the set norms. It has challenged a big, very influential lobby of troublemakers and narrators of the fake narrative, writers and creators of the fake narrative. So thank you very much for watching. Kindly share with your friends and relatives, like the channel, and we look forward to meet you again with another subject of interest. Thank you very much. Namaskar.